Haruki Murakami is a legendary Japanese writer known for his work around the world. A tiny nation island that is far away from his homeland is having a Haruki Murakami Day. Now, that is something out of ordinary because we have never heard of Haruki Murakami Days celebrated anywhere in the world. So, just to get a clarification, what is this Haruki Murakami Day is all about, we are going to talk to the brainchild of this movement or the event, Mohan Dharmaratna, a well-known Sri Lankan author. Let's have a chat with him to see what this Haruki Murakami Day is all about. Mohan, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the Voice Asian.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank you very much.
let me before talking about Haruki Murakami Day, I would like to know who you are as a writer, because as far as my knowledge is concerned, you are a translator as well as an author. So could you just talk about yourself briefly?
Yes, I have been writing quite for quite some time now. My first novel was published in 2018, and later I did about 3 more translations and 2 of my own. That is about my experiences in Saudi Arabia, because in 2013 I was working in Saudi Arabia and I thought of writing my experiences there. So this is some kind of a travel experience, and that's my writing career. And now currently I'm working as the country manager for ASIAN Review Sinhala.
Okay, so now it's time to talk about who Haruki Murakami is. Then we'll go into details of the day. For the wider audience who are here with Voice Asian, could you tell us who Haruki Murakami is and what are his work? Why is he famous?
Yeah, Haruki Murakami is famous because he's an unconventional writer. In Japan itself, he is a Japanese, and he was born in Kyoto in 1949, and now he's living in Tokyo. His beginnings are as he was a student in the university that is, I think, it's Tokyo University, I think, but I'm not very sure about that. Anyway, after passing out from the university, he started his own jazz bar and a coffee house, and he's a big fan of music.
Right.
So I think I have heard that he has about 10,000 records in his collection, and he's considered as a very unconventional, un-Japanese. Some Japanese critics, literary critics, call him an un-Japanese writer, or some say that he is the black sheep of the Japanese literary world. Things are like that. If we talk about Haruki Murakami's literary profile.
And what are some of his work?
His first novel was published in 1979, and from then on he has written about over 30 books altogether, including 15 novels and about 65 short stories and some other works as well. And the notable novels are Norwegian Wood, Kafka on the Shore, and Wind Up Bird Chronicle, and IQ 84, novels like that. They are his notable novels. And the main feature that we can identify in his works is that he has featured many songs in them. Songs like in Norwegian Wood, the novel Norwegian Wood itself is the name of a song by Beatles. And in his novels and short stories, he has mentioned songs such as "Born in the USA" by Bruce Springsteen's "Born in USA," and Jim Morrison's "Light My Fire," Paul McCartney's "The Long and Winding Road," and one significant piece of music he has mentioned in one of his novels is that is the IQ 84. He has mentioned the Sinfonietta. The name of the piece of music is Sinfonietta by Leoš Janáček. He's a Polish musician, I think. So this piece of music by Leon Janáček was about 20 years old. It's about 20 years old, but after his mention about this Sinfonietta in his novel IQ 84, they are saying that the record started selling all of a sudden, and the amount it was sold after the novel was out is equal to the amount of records they sold in the last 20 years. So it's like that. His literary work is something like that, very unconventional, and he started winning prizes from his very first book, that is Hear the Wind Sing. That was his first novel, and he won Gunshaw Prize for that. Gunshaw Prize for the debut writers. That is a Japanese prize. Anyway, he won that for his first novel. And among the awards he has won is World Fantasy Award and Frank O'Connor International Short Story Award, the Franz Kafka Prize, and the Jerusalem Prize, and the Princess of Asturias. Those are the awards, the notable awards that he has won. And there's something noteworthy about Haruki Murakami is receiving the Jerusalem Award. In 2009, Israel invited him to come there to accept the award, but at the time there was chaos cropping up against Israel in Japan and also everywhere in the world, because that time Israel was bombarding the Gaza Strip. So he was pressured by Japanese people and people all over the world not to go to Israel or not to accept this prize or the award. But after thinking so much, Murakami decided to visit Israel, and due to this decision of Murakami, there was a big question mark among his fans and the people all over the world. But they were thinking whether this man is doing the right thing. But in the award ceremony, there were all the Israeli dignitaries in front of him. He criticized their military politics so much, and they only had to listen to what Murakami was saying at that time. What he said that in his at the end of his speech there was that as human beings, we all are lively, we are living, But the system is not something like that. So we should not let the system exploit the humanity. That was the gist of his speech. Anyway, he could speak in front of these people who are going to award him, criticizing their movements. And so I think he has a very strong will and a strong backbone, also as a significant writer in Asia.
I think writers do bring changes of like world changes by their words. So this for sure, when you said Haruki Murakami is a controversial writer and a person, I think this proves your theory. So now I would like to know from you, what is this Haruki Murakami Day? Has this kind of a day been there, celebrated anywhere in the world? Because I did a small research, but I could not find any day declared or dedicated for Haruki Murakami. So what is this day about? What are you going to do? And tell us about the venue, the date, and all that too, and your objectives.
Yes, Dhanuka, you are right. Because I think, according to my research, also I have not found any celebrations like that for Haruki Murakami. Nobody has celebrated a day for this writer. Maybe not in Southeast Asia, at least, if not in the world. Anyway, I found that a radio channel based in London called NTS Radio, they have celebrated a 7-hour Haruki Murakami Day in 2015. I don't know what made them to do that, but anyway, they featured all the musical references found in all of his fictions during those 7 hours. So that is the only point that he was a day was named by some institution on Haruki Murakami's name. Why we thought of celebrating Haruki Murakami Day is that it's almost 45 years now since his beginning as a writer, novelist. So we needed to really check among our readership in Sri Lanka, the Sinhalese readers, whether they are very much aware of this character, Haruki Murakami, a world-class writer and an Asian. And we wanted to raise the awareness that Haruki Murakami's writings and awareness and the readers to make the novels by Haruki Murakami to go into the readers, and they get some experience reading them, because the narratives of Haruki Murakami is not that very easy to digest in the first reading. It needs an experienced reader, a trained reader to digest his writings. So the whole idea is to celebrate the 45 years of creative writing by Haruki Murakami, and to raise awareness about Haruki Murakami's literary work among the Sri Lankan Sinhala language readers.
That made me ask you this question. So I believe that there are translations available of Haruki Murakami's work translated into Sinhalese language. And you also said that you need to be a trained reader to because apparently in the first glance you cannot capture what the real message is about. So is there a big readership for Haruki Murakami's work in Sri Lanka, and has there been any translations done into Sinhalese language?
Yes, there are a few. There are quite very few number of books were translated to Sinhalese language. It's about 5 or 6 out of 15 novels and 65 short stories written by Haruki Murakami. Only very little was translated to Sinhala. But many people, I have found that they are reading his English translations, and English translations are available for all his writings. The other hand, in Sri Lanka, we saw that he is not a very common choice among the common readership, but his writings are being studied at the universities, and they have been studied at the level of PhD. So he is confined somewhat to some academic type of readers. So we needed to raise awareness about his writings and ours among the common readers. We thought of taking them into the common readers.
Who are the organizers of Haruki Murakami Day? I think we would like the Voice Asian viewers to know who the organizing bodies and the venue as well.
Yeah, the main organizer is the ASIAN Review Sinhala. We are doing all the groundwork. We have been doing the groundwork for this event, and we have also organized a literary competition in parallel with the event. Actually, to look forward for the event on 11th May, because we have not really yet published the date of the event, but we are going to make it public after the closing date of the literary competition. It is the end of April. So the other organizers, other big organizer is the Minsara bookshops and publishers. They are they are the host of this event, because we are going to hold this event in one of the auditoriums at the Minsara Gallery, number 12, Holy Cross Road, Gampaha. And also we are getting the support of various intellectuals in the literary landscape in Sri Lanka, the universities, the Japanese Cultural Center of Sri Lanka, and the translators of Haruki Murakami fictions to Sinhala, and people like that. And yes.
I'm so sorry to disturb you, but then I wanted to know whether this is a public event available for the general public, or is it on invitee basis?
Yes.
I think the auditorium must be having a limited seating capacity. So how will it be?
Yeah, it will be mostly for the invitees, and the public will include the regular attendees. We have selected some of the regular attendees to our regular Saturday events. We have the regular Saturday event for book discussions. So we have identified some regular attendees to these events. So we thought of giving them a chance to attend to this Haruki Murakami event as well.
Okay, I think we got all the information we were looking for. That also brings me the memories of the Second World War time. when the entire world wanted to punish Japan, it was the Sri Lankan President Jaya Jayawardena who stood at this famous conference and said "Nahi Verana Verani" and this whole Dharma slogan, and mentioned that we must not punish the Japanese people, but we have to spread love. I think Japan and Sri Lanka has enjoyed an enormous friendship, a very warm, close friendship. Japan has always been there with the Sri Lankans. So I hope the Haruki Murakami will be able to see this video at some point, and I'm sure it will bring some joy to him to know that a tiny nation far away from his homeland is celebrating his work. So Mohan Dharmaratna and the Asian Review organizing committee, I thank all of you for your work, and I hope this will be celebrated each year, and the Sri Lankans will get opportunity to have access to a bigger event. With that, we wish you all the very best from the Voice Asian, and thank you very much, Mohan Dharmaratna, and thank you for the Asian Review Sinhala as well.
Thank you, Dhanuka, and Aiboan from Sri Lanka.
Aiboan to you too.